Morning, everybody. I can't believe it's taken us this long, but I'm finally playing Dimir Flash post Flage ban. This is a deck that was a bit of a breakout for us earlier this year. We won a challenge with it, and it maybe even like seems like maybe this isn't that important to recap, but it's like before this deck, people thought Wan Shi Tong was like a bust, unplayable in modern. A lot of people were like even like memeing on it. A lot of people thought I was crazy to cut Psychic Frog, but the deck has like kind of just turned into a deck that people play in modern and is I think in most people's minds one of the viable control decks in modern. I think after playing a bunch of different control builds recently and playing some of this, I think this is just the best control deck in modern. It just feels so smooth, feels so consistent, feels like it has good game against everything in the format, and I'll say that the Flage ban has like improved the Boros matchup a lot. I don't know that I necessarily feel favored. I feel like it's pretty play draw dependent. I have made some changes to the sideboard to kind of improve the matchup against that and prowess a little bit. Those are kind of your two big problems. So I've added a couple requiting hexes to the sideboard since the last time we played the deck. Gone ahead and cut the third Cling to Dust from the main deck since the banning of Flage. You don't need these as much, although there is ironically like a lot of reanimators. So still, and the card is also just good. So I think you still want to be playing like 2 copies minimum. I'm down to 3 copies of Subtlety, and so I've kind of included a 2 copies of Snapcaster Mage in those slots. I know sometimes we play the deck with more Snapcaster Mages and sometimes no Bowmasters, but I do think unfortunately Boros is so popular that you need to be main decking the Bowmasters, and I think that's kind of like the main reason this is in the deck. Like the Bowmasters give you like a much better plan in the matchup. They let you get on board, let you get like nice early 2-for-1s, they let you punish these and Pyromancers in a way that it's just like if you don't have them, the matchup's tough. Boros still the most popular deck in the format, although I did see like I think I looked at Goldfish and Affinity had somehow passed it again. Although I don't think I've played against Affinity all week, so maybe just getting some weird matchup variants. Playing 2 Damnations in the sideboard. I'm starting to think Damnation might be a little bit better against Affinity than Explosives. Doing a 2-2 split right now, but the fact that this can kill Kappa Cannoneer or through Welding Jar is just such a big deal. Playing a Ghost Vacuum in the sideboard for the Reanimator decks. Playing the first copy of Break the Ice, one more sideboard card for the Eldrazi matchups, and overall just feeling great about the deck. This is a deck that I just feel so comfortable with in every single matchup, really. I don't know if I'm going to play any Modern when I go to Vegas next week, but if I bring a Modern deck, it'll probably just be this one, and I'm excited. Yeah, 5 basics is really nice. I thought about playing a 6th basic over the 9th fetch line. I decided against it. We have an investor who's played the game like 3 times and wants to invest, and today we're talking numbers. So could be a really good day for me, could be a really bad day. We'll see. Hopefully we can get a deal done. So no stream prep for me after today or this evening. So my opponent's on a multiply for round 1. I hate these Switch AI summers. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way for me to opt out of them. I think they came yesterday. When does the Marvel YouTube video come out at Modern? It comes out Tuesday, 2 days ago. When he played, was he any good? At the game? I'd say like the first time he played, he was like pretty. It took him a little bit, like an hour to get going, but like it's been really fun. Even though he's like a little older than us, he's like more into the game than any of us. He's really been enjoying it. It's gone really well. Do my opponent multiply and they cast Elvish Mystic? There should be a way for you to opt out. Another streamer did that yesterday. Okay, cool. I will look into that. What's the game? I can't say anything. Me and my friends have been developing a game for 3 years. We've made a decision not to talk about the details of it. We're trying to get it done and funded and published before saying anything. Just when it's done, we'll talk about it. And optimistically, if everything goes perfect and there's no problems, which there probably will, I can talk about it by the end of the year. Yeah, the typical garden probably means it's devoted druid. I wonder what they are pausing for so long. Maybe they're savoring the brief fleeting moment that Elvish Mystic is in play here. I think I should probably just flash in the one, actually. You know, Elvish Mystic is they don't get to live very long, and so maybe it's just kind of a beautiful thing that this brief fleeting moment, Elvish Mystic got to be on the battlefield and sort of like the finale of Doctor Strange 1 with the old lady. You just get to live in that moment for eternity, savoring your existence a little bit long. All right, so my opponent cracks a fetch land. They trigger my Wan. They are reading Wan. I think. I think they're reading the Wan. They're saying, "What the heck?" They're untapping their mana. They're retapping their mana. They're untapping their mana again. They let the trigger resolve. Then they played Devoted Druid. Let me snap Fatal Push here. Jim Davis post on how to opt out. Let's see if it's easy. I could do that today. Okay, it looks easy. Thank you, Jim. So they play a Priest of Titania here. I'm going to... I guess I probably want to field here, trigger the wand, try to hit my land. If I hit an untapped land, I can Bowmaster. If not, I can just use a Fatal Push since I have 2. So let's see if we draw a land off the wand. Okay, I've clicked a little tab that says to opt out of the in-stream summary, so maybe refresh. I don't know how fast it's going to go. Toothless Gator with the 7 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. You started early. I didn't get a notification. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to start like a little right on time for sure today. I've got a long evening and afternoon ahead of me. I'm surprised Snaps made the flex slot. They haven't felt great for me without Flame of Nor. So one thing that I really like Snapcaster for is the sideboard games, where sideboard, when you have 4 Consign, the Snapcasters get crazy good. When you have the 3 Disputes, the Snapcasters get crazy good. When you have the Requiting Hexes and the Fatal Pushes, the Snapcasters become really good. And so while they're definitely maybe more so just like kind of fine game 1. I think I'm gonna subtlety this. They're a little bit more just kind of fine game 1. I think they end up being so good in those sideboard games when you bring those cards in, and they're a big part of making like matchups where you bring in those cards just feel great. Thought you'd play Trudge in Vegas or play Modern. I just don't own the Trudge deck. If I don't know if I'm gonna play Modern. I didn't sign up for any Modern side events or anything. I'm just gonna play the sealed thing, but I just don't own the Trudge deck. Or like almost any cards for it. Oh yeah, the art is a full art Quantum Riddler on the Tracker panel. Dan, the guy who runs the MTG bot, awesome, very important member of our community, has given me, and also Magical helps with them, has given me like some options, and I might be switching it up. Although I just really like the full art Quantum Riddler. So I want this. I want the Requiting Hexes. I want the Damnations. Explosives could be a little slow, but they seem good probably. I'm gonna cut the Clings. I think I'm gonna cut a Consult. Maybe, and then the Snapcasters get better when you boarded the Requiting Hexes, of course. The Edicts could be a little bit bad. I could see Edicts being not so good. We boarded a lot of other removal. It's probably fine to cut. So you tell me elves are not playable modern? I am unfortunately telling you that. Although I'll say this, the biggest problem for elves in modern is the fact that the Badger Mole Cub combo decks are much stronger. They are as fast, while also, if not faster, like the Leyline of Abundance builds are faster. They're as fast, if not faster. And I guess we keep this in the draw. They're as fast, if not faster, and they are way more resilient. And they are way more versatile too. It's just, unfortunately, as someone who does really enjoy playing elves, there's just not much reason to play elves over the Badger Mole decks. Why would you push? It's so unfair. They run Cauldron for the combo, so I think some Graveyard Hate could be fine. That's good feedback. Should you say against Badger Cup should have been an elf? Maybe. I'm addicted to Fnatic. You know, I also love that Fnatic of Ronus is like a good modern card now. It definitely seemed like for a long time that that wasn't going to be the case. Guess I could have played Delta because of the Yavimaya and still been able to surveil later. Although it's not going to be possible for me to play three blue and black colors next turn because I can't. I guess if I had played Delta this turn and I have field for next turn, there's no way for me to have played a different one drop to draw. Tough to play against should you kill the priest. Brewer's advantage over here. Wait, I feel like you're referencing something that happened recently. What was it? It was I had a mana dork in play and my opponent just chose not to kill it, right? But it wasn't Priest of Titania, was it? Or I kind of feel like it was. I'm like you've like awakened the memory in me. My opponent has no play here, unfortunately. Do they play Cavern? Feels like they should. A lot of times they'll play Caverns. One thing is, you do want to play sub number of. Yeah, I usually I play 4 Quarried Ranger, and so like any non-forest are pretty punishing because of that. And then a lot of times I'll play like 1 Disciple of Freylis, and so you can't afford to play infinite Caverns. Hey CRK, good morning. This just kind of does nothing. They crack the bauble, triggers the Bowmaster. Chatters. Oh, the chatter says Elves has an advantage. Said RCQ. They don't know how to. They don't know to kill priests. They're just bad. Right. I do remember that. They said that Elves has the chatter's advantage of people not knowing to kill priest. Kill the priest. It's very easy. Yes, I'm like the synapse is finally fired. Listen, I'm all about coping with my elves. I love the elves deck. The first competitive modern deck I ever played was Grixis Delver, but the first modern deck I ever built was Beck and Call Elves. Oh man. And we played many versions of elves over the years to some success, sure. I do think Badgerable Cub has killed elves more than any other card. Although people don't know it yet. Elves catches stray from the board sideboard hit you. Yeah, I remember like pretty early into MH3 testing, like with Priest of Titania and stuff, realizing people are playing Pyroclasm now. They're playing Pyroclasm. It's not fair. Yeah, it does seem like my opponent's a relatively new, maybe not, maybe relatively new Moto player. Cub is the best green card in Modern. It's kind of tough to tell exactly how good the card Primeval Titan is these days. Malevolent Rumble, you could make a really good case for. Honestly, you could make a good case for Slumbering Trudge. Bad out with the 75. Thank you. Welcome back. How does my opponent have 6 cards in their hand and they can't play anything? It's crazy. Cub to Elves is Solitude to Death Shadow. I'll give you a check mark on the English paper here. Green Sun's gotta be the best. Yeah, you could make a good case for Green Sun. Green Sun has definitely improved a lot since its printing. It's like it's also when it comes to what's the best green card is like Green Sun is just all of these cards. It's a Badgerable Cub. it's a Primeval Titan. It's an Aurora Boroid. It's a Squirrel Girl pretty soon. It's whatever you need it to be. Noble with the 26 and Battle with the 75. Appreciate ya. Look away, everybody. Look away. Ugh, gross. Squirrel Girl just makes the entire army by itself and is also very good in your Fanatic of Ronus deck. So I think I just want to try Squirrel Girl as a one of in the Trudge deck. That being said, I also want to try Squirrel Girl, the Squirrel Girl combo with Shang-Chi in the Leyline of Abundance Badgermal combo deck. And I guess I'll just commit to starting with that one, since that one is going to play 2 new cards instead of 1 new card. Yeah, I agree. She seems good with Quarried Ranger. Also, Quarried Ranger. Sorry, what? I can't remember the name of the card. The I think I'll just surveil here. The 3-mana 3/3 that makes all of your creatures able to tap for a mana. That card is also good with Quarried Ranger and Badgermal Cub. It like makes them able to tap for mana too. So it's possible that that card might just like have secretly been good this whole time in these decks. I think I'm just supposed to use this Edict here, right? Hard to say no to another Wan. Yeah, Enduring Vitality, thank you. Why did you use the creature enchant creature's ability of giving mana? I think I'm edicting this too. When you commonly play a Shia. Yeah, I guess a Shia works as well. I was mostly thinking that the 3-mana combo piece is a good bit more interesting than the 3-mana combo piece is a good bit more interesting than 5-mana combo piece. Do they have Snare? Snare would be so bad here, dude. Well, if they had Snare, they would have hold it up, right? Yeah, I can see maybe the Squirrel Girl thing being good in Standard, although you don't have as good tutors. I think I'm definitely interested in using Enduring Vitality in the Badger Bolt deck, though. Like, giving Quarried Ranger and giving Badger Mold the ability to tap for mana, both like that seems pretty interesting. Also, the Nantuko tokens too, like all of that. Just Enduring Vitality just could be great in the Badger Bolt deck, and like it's just like an untested element that we should have been testing this whole time. Have I played with the road yet? I have not cast a road. I do think that the common a road deck is it's like playable enough. I think I am gonna consult here. So I think I'm gonna grab Subtlety so I can feel somewhat comfortable tapping out for 1 and getting a 2-for-1. Drawing all these pushes is definitely pretty tough. So I haven't played a road. I do think that the like Ponza deck is with the road is like is playable and is good, and you certainly can choose to register that as your modern deck. I don't think I have like a lot to say about those versions. Like I think that to figure out like what I think that the deck is missing like maybe the best win condition, and I don't think it's very interesting to spend a lot of time trying to figure out the best win con in Ponza. Is it worth testing Roots with Shang-Chi? I don't know. Roots is a card that I have been very, very hesitant to play again because of Wrath the Skies. Alright, so they have 4 cards in their hand. They have a Teferi on top. They have another Narset. Dude, that's the 3rd Narset. And they put the Teferi in their hand. I guess we're going to go to game 2. Boros Ponza with Wish. I was kind of thinking about it. It's possible we could get that to go. Okay, so I do have to play a Consign, which can stop exactly Solitude ETB, which is they're gonna evoke Solitude a lot against us, so that's not the worst to play 1. We could also play a Ghost Vacuum. I think I'd rather play the Ghost Vacuum. Yeah, I guess I think the Wish deck, it might just be better than the Boros Ponza deck. I'm not sure. I do think the white sideboard cards are all really good, and then the Wish deck has some issues of being weak to a lot of these sideboard cards too. Do I think Arc Reactor could be nice in Metalwork Colossus? Maybe. I've been kind of looking at Metalwork Colossus again. And I remember like when we were playing the Metalwork Colossus deck, we were doing the thing really often. We had a lot of turn 2 Metalwork Colossuses. We had a lot of like turn 3 equip Metalwork Colossus with Leyline Axe and attack double strike. And the problem is like a guy double pride just races it. Maybe I should choose to be on the draw here. Marvel comes out on Tuesday. Do you think you'll try Blue Eyed Captain America, the Relic of Legends deck? Unfortunately, no. I think that like the fact that it mostly just makes extra mana with Relic of Legends is not that interesting, especially when like the original Relic of Legends deck, right, it was a web slinging deck where you were trying to combo the web slinging cards with relics for like infinite ETB triggers, and unfortunately, like that version was just like not that good or important because, as it turns out, if you have Relic of Legends in play, all you really need is like a card advantage spell like Reki. Like Reki is the same payoff here. I think you just main phase the Wan in these spots. Think you'll try Asmarana, My Dice to Cool Dakar anytime soon? I am interested in the mono black Rottenmouth Viper Obsessive Pursuit Asmo deck. The problem is it's like that deck really wants to play Moonshadow Street Wraith. Like Street Wraith is so good with Asmo, and then it's also so good with Moonshadow. It's like it's hard not to play it. And okay, sure. I might main phase Consult. I'm gonna graveyard that for some value. I guess we'll just play all in instant speed here. The 73, thank you, welcome back. Interesting they're on Gemstone here. How did the white lessons do yesterday? I think we 3-2'd. They put the Tef on the bottom. What was I saying? Yeah, I just don't think the Relic of Legends deck is looking for like a mana doubler with Relic. I think you just want like Reki in that 3-drop slot. I don't think you want to play more 3s. So they crack the Arid Mesa in response to trigger the wand. So I guess they're gonna play a Solitude, which I'm like totally okay with. Just like a good exchange for us. Oh, they exile Subtlety instead of Wand. Okay. So let me take probably Counterspell backup one. I'm like probably happy enough to just trade here and deploy a new one. Could also maybe Bowmaster to kill the Solitude. I also have a new Edict. Let's imagine someone plays only limited qualifiers for a modern tournament. What's your suggestion for easiest deck to pick up and have a chance of performing well? Recognizing requires a ton of luck to win. I honestly would recommend the Slumbering Trudge deck, the Slumbering Trudge Fight Rigging deck. I think it's like very simple to play and like very powerful and very fun. I think it would be like a good first modern deck. It's not necessarily like the best deck ever, but I think it's very good. Okay, so I think I'm gonna play one in response here. Yeah, Boros Energy is also a fine choice. Now, I a lot of times I get this question about, hey, Spike, I want to play Modern. And my answer is usually like find a deck that's interesting and pick it up and play it. I usually think the process is a little bit different if you're like just trying to play a tournament and you're more of a limited player. I like if I was gonna play a big Modern tournament, I would be playing Slumbering Trudge. I think that it is the pick. I do need to figure out like the best plan for the Living End matchup, because right now they are kind of countering the Slumbering Trudge plan by boarding into Inevitable Betrayal for the Emrakul's. If it's an open deckless tournament, it gets a little bit easier, but Like I like do I playing your own vexing bubbles is really weird in the trudge deck. Maybe Soulless Jailer would be a really good tool that could also stop Cascade and could also stop Storm. Could be a good choice. Okay, we're gonna go to game 3 on the draw. Yeah, you could play Chalice on 0 also, would be fine. So just trying to figure out what the best option there is, not the easiest. I just board the Emeralds out. Yeah, you can board the Emeralds out. You maybe are supposed to do that anyways, even if you have other options. I'm kind of happy to have this hand on the draw instead of on the play. Is Void Mirror too slow for current modern? So one thing, Void Mirror would be bad in the fight rigging deck because it would stop your own fight riggings. Void Mirror is currently very, very good against Tron. It's like 2 mana to win the game against them. Tron is not exactly so popular that you're like desperate for that kind of thing, though. Interesting that they boarded in the lanterns. I guess they saw Snapcaster. Am I always gonna Bowmaster end of turn? Like if you're this scared of Bowmaster that this is gonna be, I think I am gonna always Bowmaster end of turn. If you're this scared of Bowmaster that you're just gonna like Psycho Lantern like this, I don't know that Bowmaster should be in the deck. All right, I think we should dispute this. Well, if they don't have Solitude, I can kill the Narset. I think let's just dispute. Maybe clinging in response if I saw like exactly Sheoldred's Edict. Maybe I would have chosen a different play here. Also, I just think they're on Lantern and not Rest in Peace. Cage jumps Betrayal, but not fight rigging. That's interesting. One problem is Cage stops your own Green Sun Zeniths, though. They reveal a mystical dispute. And they exile my Cling, so we're hoping they don't have a Solitude. They have a pause on my upkeep, although I don't know why they would have waited. If I told you if you told me a few years ago Urza Lordheart Artificer would not be playable modern, I've called you crazy. A few years or 7 years? 7 years. 6 years maybe. It's been a while since that card's been like a big part of the modern. Although like we have some decks, like I do think like the Crystal Skull decks may be a little underrated. Thought that was a pretty good Urza deck. All right, let's let this go. We know that they have a mystical dispute. Could fight rigging board into a non-creature threat like Ugin. It just seems like so many slots when I would just rather play almost anything else. I think Ghost Vacuum or a land. I guess I have plenty of lands. Them exiling my Cling to Dust is really punishing here too. I was about to say no way their card's been around 7 years. I'm pretty sure ours has been around for 7 years. Hasn't been unplayable for 7 years. I'm a little less sure on that, I guess. Can we do this as a sorcery, right? Yeah. I think I'm gonna attack like this. Totally happy if they evoke Solitude to save the Narset. I might have waited to cast our 2-for-1 and get consult max value. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like really worried about the Narset is the thing, which maybe I didn't need to be as worried about it as I was. I agree, not getting max value here was tough. I wanted to find like another Bowmaster pretty bad. I do think it was important to just trade the wand for the dispute. The dispute was like really going to be difficult to navigate around. That's actually nice to be able to vacuum up the Thundertrap Trainer. Although we'll probably, and then maybe we could also vacuum the Snapcaster. Slowbro with the 69, thank you, and HGS with the 11. Hope y'all are doing well. Opponent's got 6 cards in their hand. 5 of them at least are spells. To be fair, Modern Horizon Summers are always some of the coolest moments in Magic in recent years. I agree. I think that when a new anything like Modern Horizons comes out, it's always exciting. I am a big fan of MH2 still. It's like my second favorite set, maybe top 3. I've recently really liked Edge of Eternities and Strixhaven. Like those have been like I feel like such underrated sets, which is how good those are. Okay, let's go Snap Consult in response. Because if they want to like counterspell the Snapcaster or the Consult, then that's gonna stop them from resolving whatever Planeswalker they're trying to resolve here. So I'm gonna grab Wan Bowmasters, Wan maybe. I think Wan. And slide with the 2 years. Welcome back. So we're doing. Hoping to see you in Dallas. I am in Dallas. I guess you mean SCG Dallas. I will be there. It's very funny here to say that MH1 was very exciting. MH2 pushed me out of Modern. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I know a lot of people. Listen, I know more than anybody about how many people didn't like MH2. It's all anybody would talk about on the stream for so long. And that, everybody's got their own preferences. I mean, I can kill the Teferi right now. Do you have Solitude? They have Solitude. I guess this extra mana is not... We're never really using it here, but... Yeah, probably it's just better to make the wand bigger. So they kick an Orim's Chant. So do I double field or do I Ghost Vacuum? I think I'm going to field. I guess I could field and Ghost Vacuum. Probably better to save the vacuum for like post sweeper though, right? Our master set's gonna make a comeback now. I kind of don't exactly know why people want master sets. Maybe they are more interesting than I think they are. But at least and like maybe this is just content creator brain, and which I'm unfortunately afflicted with. But master sets just they don't do anything. There's nothing new. They're just all reprints. And so like I don't even really like as someone who like lived through the all the other master sets, being printed, like I don't even remember master sets like being that good for acquiring Magic cards. I feel like a lot of times like I don't know, maybe they were, it's just been so long. Cost of cards matters a lot. Yeah, maybe they are just better at like acquiring cards than I remember. I just don't I mean I remember like having the same attitude. It's just been so long. Past a Noble Hierarch, which was like a $50 card at the time. And then I got past a Splitter Twin, which was also pretty expensive. And then the person passing to me after the draft complained, I didn't open any valuable cards. That's bullshit. I'm like, that's tough, man. I didn't know what to say. Maybe I don't know if I was supposed to tell him. Island Go. We're on a mull to 5 here, which is not ideal, of course. Like if you're looking for valuable cards and you don't know the value of anything, And you're just not taking the rare. It's crazy. Interesting. Seems like a matchup where I'll choose to be on the draw for game 2 and 3. And or 3. Do we settle on Trudge Fight for the deck? I wanted to Trudge Match to be the name of the Trudge deck. Is this Waffo? I guess I don't know Wafo's username. Mold to 5 on the play against Waffo is kind of tough, huh? Yeah, Waffo is it's WAFOO. This is a different player. A student. Do cards like Sigarda's Aid and Magnetic Theft attach Molnir to non-legendary creatures? They should, yeah. Tough to mold a 5, draw double Edict on the draw. Game 1 of the control matchup. We did win games 2 and 3 just a second ago against another control deck, so hopefully we can continue that. I'm going to pause on my upkeep here. It has a little think. I think I'm going to deploy the Wan. Seems like my opponent might be interested in hardcasting Solitude here, and this makes that a little awkward. Yeah, like every set has like a little mini master set. Every set has like little mini reprints, which I think is really a nice way to do it. Yeah. I think I'm actually going to counter this, which is a little bit weird. But I think it's either going to trade for a counterspell, which is kind of fine, or I'm going to get the card draw. And I don't mind so much if they tap out for a Planeswalker because I've got double Edict. I know in Broken Record did just blue-red Ron control at all. Yeah, that was like the first show we played Wan in, and we were like playing Cleansing Wildfire / Price of Freedom at first, and I just think that the black removal is a lot better than the red removal, and I don't think you need that many enablers like the Price of Freedoms for Wan. Cling to Dust is also really, really good. Red has some good sideboard cards. Can we talk about how crazy it is that SCG Con Dallas takes place at the Fort Worth Convention Center? That's kind of how it was for a long, long time. As someone who was born and raised in the area, it really is one big city. Like it's one gigantic metroplex with a population of like 8 million. And okay, there's a verdict. It's like horizontal. It's really one big city, and it should and Fort Worth unfortunately is like, despite being a city with a population of like 2 million, uh it does get eclipsed by the bigger city Dallas. Going to any World Cup games? I just love basketball too much to go see a different sport, I guess. I've been going to some WNBA games lately. I've been really loving the Dallas Wings. They have their own one here. So I do think my Logic Knot's probably going to get countered. Yeah, I guess let's go to let our opponent draw a card and use an Edict here. How do you think the Mavs will do next season? Depends so much on like the moves and the trades and everything. Uh, it's so hard to say. I think they'll do better. You have something in response to this? Brain Surge, okay. Very tough. I'm really feeling the Multi 5 in this game. Every Fatal Push drawn is like a death blow. Is Greasefang playable these days? You know, I haven't ever revisited Grease Fang since the unbanning of Fatal Push, but I wouldn't expect that it's very good, I guess. It never tested very well. It's tough when your deck is like weak to graveyard hate and creature removal, and then doesn't and your combo doesn't win the game outright. With your title, I assume you can. I'm assuming you think blue black is stronger than blue red wizards. I do, yeah, I do. I've been playing it again. I just think it's so strong. Unban Fatal Push. Unban looting for Greasefang. I was talking about that. I think I said Fatal Push because I was looking at Fatal Push. I've got two Edicts in my hand. I think I'm just gonna cycle Cling here. Might draw a Bowmaster too. Nice. Bowmaster always makes Teferi a little awkward. My opponent's got 7 cards in their hand. So not feeling the most optimistic, of course. They do plus the Teferi. 6 cards in their hand, though. Scepter Chant incoming. Scepter Chant's like kind of awful against my deck. I can just play everything on their turn, or like whichever turn they don't Scepter on. I just play whatever spells. Tune in response. Opponent's got 5 cards left over there. Spike, how do I never run low on ideas? I definitely run low sometimes. But I work every day, and ideas bring more ideas, and being able to do this full time is very helpful. One, two, three. Yeah, chat has some help too, for sure. Doesn't get snared. Does get counterspelled. So I guess if I top deck my own Edict or a Wand, we can keep playing. Otherwise, we'll probably just go to game 2. Scientists approve with Cauldron to put both under Cauldron. I guess I could like counterspell Clean to Dust this turn. And to activate. Sorry, I saw something about Vision Quest. I don't know. It seems like a lot of really expensive pieces, and Kid Loki and Gran to help protect the combo. Also, I don't even actually know how many win cons my opponent has. I don't play Ice Till Ghost Quarter and Trudge. It's a trap. The problem with Ice Till Ghost Quarter is you don't have any fetch lands. Ice Till Explorer is just not playable in your deck with no fetch lands. You would have a lot of MDFCs, so if you build them over with Rumble, like there's a lot of times you're just not going to be able to play anything. When was the last time you considered Luminarch Ascension? I guess never. I don't even like that. If you don't take damage, you get to do something. Maybe we can win this game. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the card draw spells. I have unfortunately exiled all of my Sheoldred's Edicts already this game. So I don't exactly know how I'm gonna play through this Teferi. We'll see. So the beginning of each opponent's instep, if you didn't lose life this turn, put a quest counter on it. Then if it has 4 counters, make an angel. Seems incredibly win more. Would not think that'd be a card I'd like to play. Resolved, huh? think I'm gonna grab one Bowmaster. It's a little bit. This not taking Snapcaster feels a little weird. I do think my opponent's hand is probably 3 removal spells, but how many wands do I have left? I have 2 more after this. Yeah, they're out of counterspell. They could have some more snares. They could have logic not too. They keep a card on top. The Solitude, maybe? If I try jamming Guide Pride into Godotha Rebirth. We've played Collector's Cage, and I've been actually wanting to update Collector's Cage, and I haven't. But we've played a lot of Collector's Cage, which is kind of the strategy you're describing, is like go wide and like have like a convoke payoff. But it turns out with Guide Pride, you don't need Godotha Rebirth. If you had to pick this or Is it Wizards for RCQ, would you play? I'd play this deck. See, draw 3. They did keep a card on top. Nice. Another Solitude, maybe? Dang. So that's going to be a pretty fast clock. I can't even Fatal Push them. Do you reckon this is better than Blue White Shells Protoss? Yeah, yes, I think this is the best control deck in Modern. I do reckon. I wonder if Snap Consult would have won. Don't think I can field here. I can cling for life. Let's just go next game. It's fine. Down a game. Think we're just gonna stick to the same sideboard plan. Do you think either the White or the Reliquary decks you played this week have legs to be actually competitive? This is the problem with playing White or the Reliquary decks is you'll trophy with one, and then I guess you're only 3-2'd with the other, but like, is this deck fucking suck? But yeah, I think you can play them. I think both are playable. I probably lean towards the Eye Twitch deck, but we did not play a lot of matches with the Golgari, the other one, the more mid-rangey version, and we trophied with it. Did they update the game tracker, or am I keeping track manually? The game tracker is updated automatically. It's very nice. Hex push, 5/6 for Boros, and prowess, 2 matchups you tend to struggle with. I think I'm gonna choose to be able to draw them. If you got Vanix for 1, could you demo field response? They had like 3 or 4 energy banked. You get to pick the image. There's a few for me to choose from Dan. I picked this one. Fetch main phase goes a Wan, and then I could hold up Pierce for Teferi maybe. They might think I'm weak with only 1 mana up. Entomb. We mulled to 8 this game after mulling to 5 in game 1. Keep a land. Is Prowess supposed to sideboard Murktide versus Dimir Flash because Blueback can't kill Murktide easily? I guess how easy is Sheoldred's Edict to kill Murktide? I guess not that easy. Yeah, sure. I board again seems good. They keep a card on top. Plays a Field of Ruin. Maybe it's better to play the Delta for another Surveil. Will I spell Pierce a Brain Surge? Maybe. I think they'd be kind of brave to play a Brain Surge into possible Bowmaster. They crack a fetch. It's an untapped Steam Vents down to 15. They pass the turn. I guess I'll vacuum a land. I don't know. They could have Logic Knot in their deck. Which you guess Control is well positioned for the upcoming PT. I think Control's okay, yeah. I think there's a lot of ways to build it. I like Dimir Flash the best. You're gonna play Wan. Why'd the Ghost Vacuum, if I ask? Are you asking why I boarded it in or why it's in the deck? It's in the deck mostly to deal with Reanimator decks, of course. But in this matchup, where Fatal Push, I mean Fatal Push does hit Wan, but it kind of will inevitably be like a 3-for-1, and for when the upfront cost is 1 mana is pretty nice. Maybe I should play like one Fatal Push over it though. I think I'm gonna kick a Consult. Trading resources is not so bad when I've got a Cling to Dust in the yard. If you watched last game, we boarded in Ghost Vacuum, and I guess we didn't actually pop it, but it would have been a 3-for-1. We were just actually so ahead. So very interesting that my Consult just resolved and they didn't tap out for anything themselves. Also a little scary that we don't have that much permission in our hand. I will kick another Consult. I guess is their hand like all Solitudes and stuff? Are there any modern decks that play more than 3 Surveils? I used to play 5 Surveils and Miracles. A single tap blows the whole game wide open. I mean, a little bit. We're not doing so bad against Teferi. We have Subtlety and Pierce and Edict. In the first Consult resolved, and then so like I would think that they likely just drew the Counterspell. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I'm a little confused, but that's okay. I could be a little confused. I think I want to save the Bowmaster for like when they become brave enough to deploy a Brain Surge that I kind of suspect that they have. Maybe the problem with Ghost Vacuuming so aggressively is I'm removing my targets for Cling to Dust. I definitely do feel that the decision to be on the draw was really good this game. I don't know if I've converted any of y'all to say I'll be on the draw, but you should be doing it a little bit more often than never. Dang. When is it better to be on the draw? So it's better to be on the draw almost exclusively control mirrors, where your opponent doesn't have something deadly to tap out for on turn 2. This is largely because if you choose to mulligan on the draw, it is like a death sentence. Mulliganing on the draw is a death sentence. Mulliganing on the mulliganing on the play is a death sentence. Mulliganing on the draw is not so bad. Is it worth piercing to make them all tap but one? No, these games like often explode, and they often kind of devolve into. Okay, I think I want to play this before they can brain search me. Well, I think we'll be able to spell pierce something real this game. Plays a basic mountain, 6 cards in their hand. I guess Rat Disguise is really bad because it kills my my Ghost Vacuum too. They do put the Teferi on top, of course. Quasar with the 10 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So maybe they are going to sack the Lantern to play Teferi. It doesn't really make that much sense, though. So I can feel to maybe make them shuffle, and they could sack the Lantern in response. Could we Snap Consultant still have 2 up? Snap Consultant have 1 up. I don't know. Is it important to have 2 up? The problem with Snap Consult is the Lantern, of course. How did they draw Teferi? I guess they just had another one that just drew it anyways. You want to pierce this. Do I? Otherwise, Scepter Chant is lethal. I guess it seems so hard for them to have Scepter Chant. So I shuffled with the Field of Ruin. Yeah, they didn't leave white up. That's true. Probably want to snap on the field anyways. Maybe. I would really just love if I could, like, get the Lantern off the field. But I don't think there's, like, really a great way to do that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say... The thing is, they're probably going to be able to... Are they going to be able to counter the Edict? They don't seem like they have necessarily counter magic. Okay. We have a Bowmaster in play. Should be okay. Neutral Djinn. You can target Subtlety and hope they pop Lantern in response. Yeah, they just never will, right? The one issue. Yeah, there's the Brain Surge. Illusions with a 60, thank you, welcome back. Pierce, Snap, Pierce is too fierce. Well, they're just going to Lantern. Fierce is kind of funny, though. They also have enough mana to pay. So let's see if they pop the Lantern. They don't pop the Lantern. It's just a 1/1. Is it time to pop the Lantern? We might not get a better moment. Getting a second Bowmaster would be really nice. I'd have lethal and play next turn. Just a Subtlety and a Bowmaster. Should we have attacked first? Should have led with Edict? Relax. We now have the ability to do... This was definitely the right start. Because to figure out if we want to Edict or if we're going to do something else. I think... I don't know why you would want to lead with Edict there. They're not going to counter it. The Teferi's just dead on board. I think I'm going to pop the Lantern and just passively kill the Teferi, attack them for 3. Yeah, Basic Island's better than Otawara right now. We just attack it. My opponent's got 7 life. I don't think I want to attack it. I think I want to attack them. I think they want me to attack the Teferi here. So they shuffle for the Surge. They've got 3 cards in their... Excuse me, 3 cards in their hand. They have another Surveil. They lead on a Galvanic Discharge on the Bowmaster. So no Sweeper. Told ya. So do they have Solitude white card? Nope. I think you could have pierced the counter on Bowmaster. I think I waited the right amount of time on the pierce. So the Ghost Vacuum was good. We didn't see a wand the whole game either. I do feel like with the Bowmasters and the Subtleties and the Edicts, we don't also want push, but maybe 1 push is good. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of people telling me a lot of lines that game that were not the right path to victory. My opponent also chose not to play first. Wow. Love to see that. Classy. Even that on top. Consign stock higher. Now we sell lantern. I don't give a fuck about their lanterns, I guess. Maybe I give a tiny bit, but I don't care. I think I'm just gonna surveil main phase. I think we'll graveyarded land here. Graveyarding land here is a little weird. It's really bad if I won in response to the strand and they have a discharge. It's now obvious I have won. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play it here. It's if I didn't have dispute, I definitely wouldn't. Okay, I will dispute the dispute. Just take my 2-for-1. Yeah, main phase surveil to avoid like any trickiness against Swan. I know I have dispute, but still. We also have subtlety up to protect from like a Teferi here. And I could go like subtlety, evoke subtlety, then field, hold up counterspell. So field away the Teferi, draw an extra card for the one. You didn't discuss Namor. Oh, sorry, I did actually totally mean to discuss Namor. I think Namor's actually good. Sorry, I missed it on the set review. Huh. I thought I dragged it in. We'll probably play some Namor. Namor is actually like even like interesting enough to maybe play it in like a non-Merfolk shell. Sorry about that. I don't think it's like a great card or anything, but it is a card I'm interested in trying. So liking our position, our hand's really good, and we're up a card here. My opponent's missing their land drop. I think I'm just gonna chill. Maybe I'm just letting them refill. Then they hit a land here. Then take a land. You had the Ultron section twice. No, I don't think I recorded for Namor. Although I don't know how the Ultron section got copied. Do we not like the white removal packaging shells? I think it makes your mana like noticeably worse. Noticeably worse with like not really much benefit. All right, nice to get a couple more 2-for-1s here with subtlety up to. Let's take Bowmaster Flooded Strand. Misty Knight was one I was surprised. So this is a 2-mana 3/1. Tap 2-mana, tap, discard a card, draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Seems pretty clunky. Maybe it is good enough to build around though. It's kind of a fun card for sure. What's this? Wan? Probably want to subtlety this. See if they have a dispute as one of the last 2 cards. Wow. Damn. Alright, well, this game got harder. Oh, no, sorry, shoot. Don't know why I just totally forgot the one. I guess this is fine. I can kind of turn this into a... I meant to do this on purpose. Play. It's fine. And I'm going to wait on the consult. Just hold up Counterspell Dispute since they've got some extra cards here. So I'm going to take 4 down to 10. Plays an untapped Steam Vents. And they start playing things main phase, and unfortunately for me, they don't deploy anything. So what are they going to do? Maybe Solitude end of turn? Nothing, okay. Down to 6. I think I should be just trying to trade here with another Consult in my hand. So I'm down. They're down to 2 cards. I'm down to 6 life. Let's kick another one. Disputes. Come on, Edict. No edicts. No edicts in the graveyard either. I guess I'm taking Wan Basic Island. This is a free attack. They'll never block. They can't. They got to play around Bowmaster there. If I draw a land, I can Wan with a counterspell up. Okay. Although this can't get an untapped land. So I should play Wan in their upkeep for sure. Yeah, I know it goes their Wan also. X equals 2, 3, 4. Is X equals 2 with field up better? I could counterspell to like survive for a turn. If they have a counterspell. And then I block, I deal 3 damage to the Wan. Or I block, I Field of Ruin. Their Wan goes to 5, my Wan goes to 4. No, sorry, my Wan goes to 4. I deal 1 damage. Okay. So can still trade. Yeah, I think this has to be the play. Not finding an edict off that Consult's pretty tough, or like in the top like 30 cards. Your Bowmaster will hit first active player versus inactive player. It doesn't really matter, because the counter gets put on before the Bowmaster triggers. Yeah, I know X equals 4 still trades, so the problem is we don't have counterspell up. And so if they have anything, it just doesn't work. So let's block. Then I'm going to go ahead and field probably Steam Vents. Maybe Mystic Gate, I don't know. Probably doesn't matter a lot. They tap for a blue in response. X equals 4 gives us counterspell. Why not? We can't do that. There's no island to fetch off the Flooded Strand. We're out of islands. If we get X equals 4 with counterspell up, it's like the easiest play ever. We can't do that. Surely this isn't Brains. Okay, it's Consult. I don't know why they didn't consult. Maybe they must have just drawn it. They would have consulted in response to the one. I have a swamp. I can't fetch swamp with Flooded Strand. And they found the discharge. Am I going to give them another card and surveil? I guess. What about X equals 3, tapping the field to just trade straight across? Well, if, I think that might have been a fine play too. So this is 3/3, 4/4. I think they've got 5 cards in their hand. I need to keep up counterspell. Now 4 cards in their hand, so very, very unlikely to get out of this. Maybe I could snare like another Consult or something. Maybe I guess I should have attacked for 4 first. It would have been again kind of a free attack. Wow, this would be a crazy game to win. So I do still have the Cling. I still have 3 Edicts in the deck. Oh no, I don't have the cling anymore. Fuck. Right on time for the lantern, huh? Makes Snapcaster dead top deck. How do I keep drawing Wan every turn? I guess I just make it 7 power. Maybe I should have attacked with the Bowmaster first. The token first. I don't know. Oh, I guess I saw X equals 6 was better. It, like, still trades. Could maybe have disputed something. Basically, no reason to play the Delta unless I gain life. Man, if I lose the game because I'm not holding up dispute, that would be pretty brutal. I can, if they solitude my, oh, I could have disputed this. 1 minute 30 seconds on that clock. Dead to Teferi, not dead to Solitude. Kind of hard for them to not have a Teferi. Plays an Arid Mesa. Cracks the fetch. I guess I could draw Subtlety. What are they getting? Is this ending? What are they... What is it? Galvanic Discharge the Bowmaster in response. They don't have enough energy for another discharge, even if they spend 0. Then they Brain Surge, okay. 50 seconds on their clock. Then they find Solitude. Now this is enough life. The one is big enough. I'm going to survive. I'm not going to get another card off the one trigger. I still have 3 Sheoldred's Edicts in the deck. So yeah, the missed Bowmaster attacks definitely have cost us a lot. I do have more Watery Grave. So Snapcaster, Consult with Counterspell up. I think I just do want to thin here. No! Fuck! What the fuck? I thought I was at 4. I could not believe I just did that. How did I just do that? Fuck, dude. I even it's like just pause, think it out. Gosh, dude. The game was so winnable at that point too. It was just like it was like they're gonna time out. It was just in the bag. Choked at the last minute, huh? Devastating. Maybe it's because I thought I was gonna get the extra life off the wand and they solituded before the trigger. Then can't push this. Yeah, huge joke, huh? I feel like I played that match so good until like that moment. Although maybe not. Maybe that's not the case. Like I did miss like the Bowmaster attack that one turn. Yeah, and the opponent's size, it looked like we just had nothing, huh? I think I would have another push up here. Maybe a little painful against the Saga tokens, although if I end up pushing that instead, it's going to be okay. Seems like Eldrazi's been fading out of the meta a bit. Definitely a bit. Certainly still plenty of Eldrazi decks that are plenty viable. So well-timed Field of Ruin draw. Yeah, I think Eldrazi is still like super playable deck. Don't want to fatal push now and let them resolve a K command. Doesn't Brood have the fourth most played deck in the meta? There's no way Brood is number 4 behind. Like surely like Affinity, Boros, Prowess, Reanimator are all more popular. I would think Living End is more popular. I think Brood is very good. I just don't think it's like top 4 popularity deck. What would be a pro to play Blue Red Wizards? I mean, it's like almost all Flame of Fedora and the sideboard cards. I think Dimir's better. I don't think it's so much better that, you know, if you're feeling Wizards, you can't play Wizards. That's their last card. I know. Also, like, just not fighting Edict is so tough there, but one of the worst blunders we've ever made, huh? Sorry if we talked about it, but you don't like Drown in Luck. I guess not so much. Maybe the banning of Flage makes Drown better than it has been. But I'd say Flage has been not so good for a while. I don't think I would want to tap out and like lose to a K command, so let's just X equals 2. Yeah, but maybe I'm like misevaluating a little bit. Maybe it's been better than I think it is. Like a big part of the reason why Drown was bad was Flage, and now Flage is banned. Why don't you play any free counter spells? Wan, find one. I play Subtlety. Is that not a free counter spell? I like when you're playing completely at instant speed. The Force of Negation is not really so good. Like you just like Force of Negation is way better when you're tapping out for like a Narset or Teferi, and then you get to use the like the tempo of tapping out for a sorcery speed spell to hold up a 0-mana interactive spell. Force is a lot worse when your deck's all instant speed, but it's not that we're playing no free counter spells. Corey B, Control Fig, play Drown. I like it. Yeah, maybe Drown is better. It's maybe a little awkward with the field. Should be fine. Yeah, I don't think we could. Maybe we could go back to Into the Story. It's been a long time. I mean, how could they have this and Emrakul? Famous last words, I guess. Okay. Okay, 4 Consign, break the ice. I don't think I know what the hex is. Gonna cut at least 1 cling, if not both. The first one's usually pretty nice. I think Brain Search is pretty solid, especially next to Tamio. I mean, Brain Search is okay. I think it's worse than Consult, Wan, and Snapcaster in our deck. Maybe it's better than a Snapcaster. Guess I cut all 4 Bowmasters. Don't think I played Damnation. Could play an Explosives or 2 for the Saga tokens. Do you think I like the Pierces against the K commands and the Rumbles? Sure, let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
It's me, your friend, aspiring Spike. It's me, your friend, aspiring Spike. It's me, your friend, aspiring Spike.
Okay, on the draw for game 2. Let's keep this.
What's up? It's me, your friend, aspiring Spike.
All right, they say no to a Fleshraker, Heat, and a Temple. Interesting, they say no to Fleshraker with a Temple draw. Guess they just had another one. Good that we drew the Fatal Push. I guess I will be consigning the Saga. It's a little weird because now they're kind of free to like tap out for something this turn. Now, I don't think I'm going to be consigning the next Saga chapter here. Might get Springleaf Drum. They concede the match. Okay. Well, let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Could this have been a 5-0 prediction? Who knows? Shaking up once was always an issue. Yeah, it's really important to be able to do so. Do you not like the Wafu Bladeless? It's fine. I really prefer this deck, and you know we did beat two. We beat beat two blue white lists today. That's how I lost. Yeah, it was like both like game 2 was like super difficult to navigate. I feel like I found the only line to win. We mulled to 5 game 1. Game 3 was super difficult. I thought we did a great job navigating, and I just thought I was at 4 life, and I felt shocked and I died. When I was like, I was gonna be able to snap consult into Sheoldred's Edict, kill the Wan, take control of the game. Like opponent was dead really soon. Yeah, I agree. Like 98% to win. That's okay. It's Magic. It's not like the highest stakes ever, either. I guess we'll graveyard this. They're playing Living End, maybe. Maybe Rhinos. Prowess. Okay. Well, I guess we'll get this tapped painlessly, although maybe we would want to consult in a turn. Great to have a Spell Pierce. 98% to snap consult removal on time. I mean, like, we had all three edicts still in the deck. It's been very hard to miss. What's going on, opponent? Let's go. Okay. That's what I meant by win on time. Oh, I mean, I think that we were probably going to win before our opponent timed out, although it would have been very difficult for our opponent to, like, amass a, like, comeback there. I think I'm going to consult in response. Cool. I think I'll pierce this. Consult the star charts for Spell Pierce just to cancel by another name. And they missed their land drop. I feel like very good about the deck so far. I think I'm somewhat likely to play it in tomorrow's challenge. I think we should just subtlety this. They put the Swift Spear on the bottom, makes sense because they've been missing lands. And then they have Delirium for heat. Wasn't sure that they did. Consult doing better flow state. I mean, they're just two. I guess they're not very different cards, but like this is like clearly not a deck where you could possibly play flow state, right? I guess I'm gonna go Wan Field of Ruin. Because I want to be able to Wan like X equals 4 next turn, or Wan X equals 2 and hold up another 2-drop. If they crack the bauble, then maybe I want to use the Bowmaster. Yeah. But now my one is going to die to a bolt, which is like a little awkward. Maybe I could wait a turn. I do think it's important to use the Bowmaster here. Wish I had enough points to send you Mumus list. Well, we don't actually do deck techs anyways, but I also I really like to build my own decks. So let's see what we draw. Draw a Snapcaster. I think we'll hold up some mana here, as we I guess do almost every single turn. maybe they have another mutagenic growth if they're like considering like cashing one in for another monk token there. They've got 3 cards total in their hand. One of them is a Dragon Rage's Channeler, which I think I'll just let resolve. Then they have a Lava Dart. The flashback on the Lava Dart can kill my Wan. I do have a 2/2 to block here. They can use the Lava Dart to not have it be a trade. Still all 4 Fatal Push in the deck. Better to block the non-trampler. And they do not use the Lava Dart, which is maybe a little bit of a surprise. So how do we feel about at the end of our turn? I think that because they're sandbagging the Lava Dart, the Wan's not getting a lot better than this, but making them use the Dart right now is going to make it a little bit harder for them to double spell next turn. They're going to want to save the Lava Dart for double spelling a lot of the time in this spot. We could also, if they're keeping a card on top here, we could field them off of it next turn. They do keep a card on top. Interesting. All right, so do I want to field the card that they've been keeping on top? I would still have Snapcaster in either of the 1-drops up, so I think the answer is that's probably just going to be yes. What's the Marvel card I'm most excited to brew around? I don't know. The most excited... I feel like I'm weirdly the most excited about Squirrel Girl. I guess I like squirrels. I'm also pretty excited for Loki. I'm excited for Moon Mist, which is not a Marvel card, but I'm hoping the Moon Mist decks will be good. Would you play the 3-mana Flash Creatures draws cards for the Flash Creatures? I wouldn't. I have played the card before, and I don't really recommend it. We could maybe just spend our turn fielding to try to keep them off of blue mana altogether. I think we'll probably not do that. Maybe you could do that end of turn. They have 2 cards in their hand. They've got an Expressive Iteration, which I think I'm going to have to go ahead and counter. We really need them to run out of action, right? But 15 still. They've got 1 card in their hand. It is mutagenic growth. Although we can trade our Snapcaster for the new monk token if they attack with both. So maybe they shouldn't have moved the Steel Cutter over, because then I can also, I mean, it's hard to play against my exact hand, but now I can Bowmaster their monk token. And I'm 1 mana short of fielding and holding up Subtlety, so I guess we'll just hold up Subtlety. It's crazy how much value a single Corey Steel Cutter gets you. Will they flashback Lava Dart here? I think they're going to have to, yeah. And then we'll block the monk token with the Subtlety. That's their first basic mountain, so they should have like 2 more. If I was playing Prowess, I might even play 4 basic mountains. I don't know. It's just basic mountain's so good right now. They concede the game, which is probably not wise to do against an opponent with no cards in their hand when you have Corey Steelcutter in play. Maybe they have only the 1 basic mountain. I don't know. We are up a game. We're going to bring in the Requiting Hexes, which are kind of our main tools of the matchup. And then the Snapcasters get better too with the hexes in the deck. I think I may go down a 1 and a Consult, maybe a 1 and a Subtlety. Let's do 1 and Consult. 3 mountain, 1 island in some builds. EE seems okay. I'm not a big fan of EE. It's very slow against them. It's like okay. If anybody is typing E in the comments, I'd love to hear what you cut to include it, Counterspell is rough on the draw. It's not that bad. Like all of the cards you really want to counter are 2 mana, and like when you can counter Show Off or Steel Cutter or Iteration, it's really good. And then you also like need the counter spells to stop those top decks too. And yeah, I think explosives is really clunky. Like imagine if it's in our hand here, like assuming that we don't have like all 3 1-minute removal spells, which are better, but it's like imagine it's on our hand here. We like would we play explosives on 1 so we can kill the Swift Spear next turn? Would we try to wait until turn 3 to get 2 things? You're taking a lot of damage. What if they play a Steel Cutter? What if they play a 2-drop? It's tough. I wonder if the land destruction Panharmonica and Dragon can bring back Rule Ponza. I don't think that card looks that good to me or like playable at all, but I will say 3 and 4 drops that I never considered to be very playable. I've been playing them a lot lately. So good to have a Spell Pierce. Yeah, I agree. It's very often 3 mana kill a red 1-drop, and it's just not very good. I like 1E because you're already slowing them down with more Fatal Push effects. And EE kills their heavy hitters. So I disagree that it kills their heavy hitters. It's like very hard to explosives the Steel Cutter. It's very hard to explosive the Show Off. I'd say isn't it the opposite? Doesn't it kill their weak little guys? Maybe I would have been happy to trade a push for a Spell Pierce here. A deck with Wear Tear, do you board it against Prowess, say Boros? I would not, no. They again have a second Steel Cutter, which is tough. Let's go Snap Pierce, I guess. It has the flexibility to do both. Well, flexibility at a very inefficient level. I don't know, maybe this is a game where explosives on 2 would just be great. I'll say the Spell Snares and Prowess have seemed really good. I know not everybody's on them, but consider playing them. I feel like I get blown out every time. Prowess feels like a B tier deck without Steel Cutter and unbeatable with Steel Cutter in play. I agree. I think Steel Cutter is a top 5 modern card for sure. It is a card that may not always be legal in this format. I value the flexibility a lot more than downside and switchy. I think it's fine. I'll say that inefficiency is really tough against Prowess, but that's fine. Snare over Pierce. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I get bodied by the Snare so often. I do think I'm going to take this moment to field their Islet, try to deny the stream of cards here, just hold up Counterspell this turn. Plays another basic. Lava Dart makes me wish I had Counterspell the Swift Spear, I guess. What do you think the red-blue instant slick sequence? I've played a little bit of it. I don't think it's very good. I think let's try cutting them off of blue. Maybe stone raining them. Although if we're stone raining them, maybe they would have darted. Maybe they need to save the dart for the Steel Cutter. Fing Fing Foom is a 4-drop. I thought it was 5. I think it replaces Roku and Wandering Emperor as their win con. Well, I don't know. Maybe the thing is, Legend of Roku is like a really resilient 4-for-1, and Fing Fing Foom is a 4-drop that like is somewhat fragile, and you need to untap with and have action for it to be good. Like I think I would almost for sure want to play Legend of Roku instead. I'll say Wandering Emperor is nonsense, and I think it's silly that they're playing it at all. So taking 5 down to 4. Don't have that many good top decks, I guess. That's one of them, though. They showed me that they're playing Spell Snare. I think I'm going to say no to Edict, and... think I'll just take the leave all the ones in the yard. Oh, sorry. I guess I should have been killing the. I should have killed the one with the steel cutter equipped. Any Pyros Instant Brews recent or soon? That card sucks. I don't have one like in the pipeline, but and I don't think the card is very good. But I never say never. So maybe fair to say that Fing Fang Foom replaces Emperor. I guess. I mean, I would play the fourth Legend of Roku before I played the first Emperor. Okay, so we took one extra damage than necessary. They play a Bloodstained Mire. They have already used their Surveil. They just are gonna get Steam Vents tapped. Maybe we Surveil Cling to Dust into the yard. Are y'all keeping the push? I think I really need to find Cling to Dust. I really need to find Wan. I need to find Consult the Star Charts. I need to find Snapcaster. I need to pull ahead. We're dead if they remember Corey Steelcutter Quinn equip. They do remember. That's right, they would have equipped same amount of damage. Okay, on the play for game 3 for the 4-1. I'm feeling pretty good about being on the play. And maybe my opponent just won't have double Steel Cutter on a 7-card hand again. This hand doesn't have an answer to Steel Cutter. It is, if they're lead on Channeler, it's fine. We have a Surveil. If they have a Fetch Land turn 2, it's fine. And this is also like not a super easy matchup to mulligan in, so I'm gonna kind of reluctantly keep. Would definitely mulligan on the draw. I've looked at Death to Our Enemies for the Traumatic Critique deck. Helps build. Okay, I'll take a read. Oh, this plan card, 3-mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, make a tapped treasure token. If the treasure token entered untapped, I'd be a lot more interested. And then the 4th plan deals 7 damage to 1 or 2 targets. I don't know. I don't know that this card is very close to being playable. Okay. In this spot, I think it probably is. It probably is important enough to hold up Spell Pierce for the Corey Steelcutter. It's a good card. I don't know. It could be something I'm really underrating. It is like a 3-mana, like no ETB enchantments. Not that like you can just never play cards like this though. Seems like a better Burgundy. Well, Burgundy's like pretty unplayable. The bar for better Burgundy is like, you know, everything's better than Burgundy. And I don't know that this is better than Burgundy. Like the fact that the token's tapped is tough. So do I want to upkeep the Bowmaster? Could wait again. My opponent did nothing. Yeah, I guess those are nothing. We should do nothing. Why is Burgundy $30? The answer is always Commander. I think it's a lot different Burgundy. I agree. Which is good news, right? Because, like, again, Burgundy ain't so good. Okay, let's Bowmaster in response after the Surveil resolves. They graveyard a Channeler. They have Muta. They have Lava Dart. Okay. So let's see if they can Surveil Delirium here. They do not. Game may come down to, does this Bowmaster trigger resolve? Does resolve. I think I'm going to Spell Pierce this Preordain also. If you could just stop the churn of Prowess, it's a pretty big deal, and we have the snare in hand for Corey Steelcutter. Five cards in their hand. Plays a Wooded Foothills. So if we end up trading Wan for a Lava Dart and a Mountain and we get a card, that should be a pretty good trade. This is Requiting Hex. It's kind of like extra copies of Fatal Push, which I think helped the Boros and Prowess matchup a lot. Kind of no matter what, Wan's going to be a 3-for-1 here. Can't snare it. I guess they could have Dispute. So they do crack the fetch in response. Kind of seems like they're not going to just immediately kill it. Although I feel like you should with the field in play. I guess they can counterfield with the flashback Lava Dart. They play Lava Dart from hand. So I guess one was a 2.5 for 1 after all. We just have another one. Yeah, like yeah, blighting is somewhat real in this deck for the life. This deck couldn't benefit from Frog. So the kind of the origins of this deck were like, so like Wan gets printed, we play Wan in a few shells, we don't have that much success with Wan. Wan is like really memed on, people think the card is a bust, that it's not that playable, etc. We try a draft of this deck that's like really like all in instant speed control, but we're playing Frog in the deck. We have some mediocre results. People, still not that good. Cut Psychic Frog, playing completely at instant speed I think playing completely at instant speed is so good in this deck, and we won a modern challenge with this shell not that long ago. And so I'm pretty committed to the all instant speed plan. I think that the all instant speed plan is good. I think the all instant speed plan is the best way to maximize one. I think it's very difficult to play against. And despite Psychic Frog being a good Magic card, I don't think it's mandatory, and we've had better win results without it. Totally okay if they want a Lava Dart flashback the Bowmaster. Have I seen anything about the Knicks parade? I guess I haven't been keeping up since I don't live in New York. It's difficult to play against until you have Lava Dart. I don't know. I don't feel like the darts make it that easy here. They're kind of having to Stone Rain themselves. Like my opponent's taking a long time on all the choices. Yeah, you can play Tomio, that's fine. But I just really love the all instant speed plans. I guess I'll just take the time to not shock in the Watery Grave. Opponent's got 3 cards in their hand. Pretty ahead here. Marvel's on Moto on Tuesday. I think I might try Moon Mist first. We'll see. Moon Mist, Loki, Squirrel Girl are going to be probably my top 3, and we've got a lot to try. So they find a Preordain. 1 card on top, 1 card on bottom. We're also up 10 minutes on the clock against our Prowess opponent. Don't see that all the time. Definitely going to want to use Requiting Hex on the show off instead of Spell Snare, so we can save it. Do I want to put a -1 counter on my Orc army for 2 life? I think I'm at 17. Let's just keep the 5-turn clock in play. Any merit to sideboarding Frogs against some matchups? I think it's almost definitely not worth the sideboard slots, but it's not like it wouldn't help ever. Like it would mostly be like anti-Tron, anti-Storm. Maybe this matchup. Did we previously think it was today for Marvel? Parentheses, puke. Puke. So dramatic. Or am I crazy? I don't know. It's Tuesday. I think the set looks fun. I'm excited for it. Parentheses. Baby Bird. Yeah, paper pre-releases tomorrow. Do you also think Edge of Eternity set was really cool? Edge of Eternity was my favorite set of all time. Number 1. I think my top 5 sets. My top 5 is like Edge of Eternity, Return to Ravnica, Modern Horizons 3, Secrets of Strixhaven. I think is going to be top 5. I love that set. Maybe Original Innistrad. No, sorry, Image 2. Image 2, not Image 3. Image 3 is one of my least favorite. Sorry. Image 3 is like bottom 3, if not bottom number 1. I did mean Image 2. Image 2 is one of my favorites. Okay, I do have one more Surveil. Little flooded here. Let's keep that on top. Like they very easily can have more removal. I don't think it makes sense to run the Subtlety out there. They could have a Spell Snare. Am I ever like waiting on the consult until they tap the Steam Vents? Okay, well they have 2 Steam Vents now. So I guess I'm just gonna kick. Alright. Cling to Dust seems great. Counterspell seems great. We could take Bowmasters. I feel like Cling to Dust Counterspell is like just the most unbeatable thing ever. I'm good. They're F6. I'm just gonna exile the Dart. I'm an AO Aerospace Tech. Edge of Eternity was so sick. Do you like Innistrad in that block? Yeah, I'd say I started playing in Return to Ravnica, so like my first standard set was Innistrad Return to Ravnica. I'm very nostalgic for it. Um, I like the Innistrad set a lot for sure. It'd probably be my number 5 favorite set. Strix even sets been fun. I find the plane so boring. A part of me liking the plane is I recently read Name of the Wind and A Wise Man's Fear, so I was kind of like on a kick for like the Magic University setting. So like, it was coming at a good time for me and my interest, I guess. Okay, so we 4-1. We made a really bonehead punt to miss the one match we lost. Think we were like high 90% to win when I thought I was at 4 life, but I was at 3. But I think the Dimir deck is looking really good. I think that it is feeling really smooth. I think it has a lot of game against everything, and I think I am very likely to play it in tomorrow's challenge. Might make some small changes, but I think I'm really liking the 75 a lot. Let's pivot over to backup deck here, though. So I wanted to circle back to the Meteor Sword